Greetings and welcome. Welcome back to the sweet spot. You did it. You got here to Slow Down Sunday. I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful that you made it. And I'm looking forward to concluding our series here on full purpose living so that we can get every last bit of information and insight that this series has for us. It's been amazing. It's been extraordinary. It has been actually fantastic just going back and forth with you as you send me your comments, as we go back and forth, just thinking through what purpose means. And I learned a lot from what you shared about purpose. Today, Sweet Spotter, we're going to remind ourselves of why we got into this purpose thing. We know that purpose is defined as a stable and very meaningful intention. We already know that. We know that purpose is important to accomplishing something that matters, both to ourselves and to the world beyond us. You know, at its core, your why drives your what. When you know why you exist, then every decision and action flows from that foundation. It becomes an identity. Lots of times in sports we hear know your why. And I believe we discussed when you know your why, the how becomes so much easier. Without purpose, you could drift into hopelessness. It's so true. Without purpose, you could lose direction. Without purpose, you could even become depressed. Purpose is not to be slept on. Yeah, life will knock us down. You know that. But you know, purpose is the active ingredient that keeps you stable through adversity, isn't it? And we don't hear much about it. Nobody teaches it in school. We don't even talk about it as a force. That's why we spent this entire week on purpose. So look, I've done the research. Research shows that people with a strong sense of purpose are more optimistic, more resilient, and better able to bounce back from setbacks. So you see, it's more than motivational language, right? It's biological. Purpose literally helps your nervous system regulate stress and regulate your mood. Studies show that people with a clear sense of purpose, you know what happens with them? They live longer. They sleep better. They have healthier hearts. Their immune systems are a lot stronger. Trust me, I've read it. The journals of psychosomatic medicine found that those with a greater purpose tend to have less cardiovascular disease and have a lower mortality. And since we're about science, soul, and success here on the Sweet Spot, we can now fit purpose into our model. Because purpose isn't just good for the soul, it's medicine. It's actually medicine for the body. If the scientific research is saying that your heart does better when you are working and walking in purpose, and that you have a lower mortality when you are aligned in purpose, well, that's science. And it says that your mood is better, less depression. Wow, good for the soul. So yeah, purpose is good for science, soul, and success. And I'll bet you already know this, but I'm going to say it, that your purpose is usually tied into something outside of yourself. Because when your purpose is extending beyond yourself, it generates an even deeper sense of meaning. You have an even deeper sense of belonging, an even deeper sense of satisfaction. And as someone who works in mental performance and mental health and sports psychology and psychiatry, I see this every day. I see high performers who play for something bigger than themselves, bigger than their personal stats, bigger than the moment. And those that play that way, that have a big sense of purpose as to who they are, they consistently outperform those who are motivated by ego alone. Yeah, purpose cuts through the noise and it tells you what to say yes to, what to say no to. It's the fuel that keeps you moving when emotion and discipline run out. You can rest and rely on your purpose. Identity, remember we talked about that. It answers the question, who am I? Especially in times of transition and loss. Have you lost someone you love? Well, you know what? Your identity and their identity have been fused. They live in you. You live in them. Oh, you're even stronger now as you go through the grief. Legacy. Purpose shifts your focus from what you achieve to what you're going to leave behind. Your purpose is when you use your passion in the service of others. And all week long, Sweet Spotter, we've been in it. All week long, we have been in this conversation about purpose. And I got to tell you, I played a little trick on you. Because today, our last word with purpose is about energy. Looking at the universe and how the universe is all about energy. Stars and galaxies, the sun shining, setting, rising, it's all energy. And you know, the first law of thermodynamics, not to be geeky, but the first law of thermodynamics tells us that energy can never be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. Absolutely. You can only transform energy. So you got to understand your purpose has energy attached to it. It's not just about the passion we talked about on Monday. It's not about the understanding only. It's not about the resilience that we talked about on Wednesday, resetting yourself and breathing. It's more than the persistence we talked about on Thursday. It's more than even the ownership and the strength we talked about on Friday and Saturday. Purpose is about energy at the end of the day. It's about energy. Because the more energy you have, the more you can live in your purpose. And when you don't have energy, sometimes your purpose is what puts you back into the race and lets you keep going. It kind of works both ways. So Monday, we talked about passion. What are you willing to suffer for? Because we said that passion is the ability to suffer for what you want, to endure. We talked about understanding on Tuesday what story has been running underneath your purpose. And what is getting in the way? What do you have to move out of the way? Know yourself. Wednesday, we talked about breathing and reframing and returning. We used this, you got to hear Wednesday because that we gave tools for resilience on Wednesday because purpose is about resilience. When you're in purpose, you bounce back. You can get hit. You can be on the mat, but you're going to get up because you know your purpose. You know your why. And when you know your why, I think it was Viktor Frankl said, the anyhow becomes possible. Yeah, Wednesday was about resilience. Make sure you remember to go back if you haven't heard it. And then on Thursday, we talked about persistence. Trust what you started. Yeah. Have faith, even when the road seems uncertain. Trust it. Trust the process. Because persistence is what's going to get you through. Friday, we looked at ownership. Pick it up. No one's coming to save you. we got tough. No one's coming to save me. I got to pick it up. I got to run with it. I got to own this. It's yours. And then Saturday, we had to find strength again. Recognizing that Self-Care Saturday is about pouring the strength back into us. Because that's how purpose gets sustained. Sunday, today, it's about energy. Because everything is about energy. And purpose relies on energy. Purpose is a kind of energy. And that's why we stuck with it all week long. So here's the thing that's been happening all week with you that you may or may not have realized. Let's reflect for a second about what we did this week. Take the first letter of every word we covered this week. Passion, understanding, resilience, persistence, ownership, strength, and energy. PURPOSE. You have it. You have it. You have it. You have purpose. You have it all now, sweet spotter. You got it all. You have it all. Now you know about your passion. Now you know about your understanding and your resilience. You know something about persistence. You know something about ownership. And you know something about your strength and your energy. Now you are really anchored in full purpose living. And on Sundays, we always look at astrophysics, we look at the universe, and we really look at the skies and what lessons the universe has to show us, not because we're astrophysicists by any stretch. No, but we know that the universe has a lesson for us. We know that we've been fearfully and wonderfully made. And one of the things that always fascinates me as we talk about that, I talk about it almost every Sunday, is how when you study the astrophysics, it talks about these stars that exploded billions of years ago, and that the elements of these stars got scattered through the universe and somehow landed in us. So that the very carbon in our bones, in our body, literally is made of stardust. That somehow the universe found its way into us. Yeah, we're not just in the universe is in us. And the other thing about the universe, another lesson as we look at Slow Down Sunday, because, only on Slow Down Sunday we have time to do this, because God knows Monday through Saturday we're so busy. But look, one of the things about the universe is this: it never rushes and it gets everything done. It's in no rush. Summer, spring, winter, fall, everything changes. The sun rises, it sets. The rain comes, it goes. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. You get outside at night, the stars twinkle. The moon does what the moon does. The universe is in no hurry. The grass is growing. The trees are there. The wind blows, it stops. The sun shines. It's amazing, like how it's all getting done. And it doesn't seem to be rushing. I think that's the message about energy for us as we think through full purpose living. Giving ourselves space to recover, to recalibrate, to reset, finding moments of stillness and solitude and silence, just as athletes would do and high performers would do to recover. I know some amazing performers, some great singers and dancers and actors and playwrights. And I'm amazed at how they produce so much content and they make the life so beautiful for us with the artistry that they create. And at the same time, how they have to take that time back to recover and to pour into their cup so that they could pour out to us. You are no different. You and I are no different than a high-level athlete that has to do recovery so that he or she can go out and perform tomorrow. Look, purpose is going to be waiting for us tomorrow, which is making moves Monday. So that's why we slow down on Sunday to have this conversation. This week, you looked at your passion as part of your purpose. That was your P. You tried to understand what might be in the way or what beliefs might be hindering you from really going after the things in life that you really want to do. That was the U. We talked about resilience on Win It All Wednesday, and we gave ourselves a formula about breathing, reframing, and returning. That was the R. The other P in purpose was persistence, and we looked at that on Thursday. We tied it into trust. That when somebody's persistent, you know what they are? They're trusting. The reason they keep coming back and persevering and being persistent is that they trust that they're going to get there. And sometimes that has to be blind faith, blind trust, a kind of gritty understanding that I'm going to take one trusting moment at a time. And that was the P. And then the O was ownership. That was on Friday. Yeah, we decided, you know what? Nobody's really going to save me. I've got to pick this up myself. I've got to own it. So that was the O on Friday, ownership. And then we put it all down on Saturday, Self-Care Saturday yesterday, didn't we? We said that, look, strength comes from recovery. Strength comes from recalibration. We get rejuvenated when we rest. That the reason we rest is so that we can continue in our purpose. We can reflect on our purpose, and that helps us. Wow. And we found ourselves today in energy, the energy of Sunday, the energy of the universe, teaching us about the idea of the law of thermodynamics, the first law, that energy is not created, it's not destroyed, it's just transformed. So that you're not losing energy or losing anything when you slow down, when you meditate, when you take a nice deep breath with a long exhale. Oh, it might look like you're relaxing on the surface, and in some ways you are. But in other ways, when you do that, you're reinvigorating yourself. You're getting ready for what Monday holds. P-U-R-P-O-S-E. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful week we had with this. If this registered with you, I invite you to subscribe to the Sweet Spot. It is completely free. There is no hidden cost. And then if you know someone who could benefit from this, I invite you to share it with them so we can build our family of Sweet Spotters. Until then, continue to live with purpose. Continue to protect your purpose. You drive your bus with purpose. And I will see you in the Sweet Spot. For science, for soul, and for success. I'm Dr. Derek Sweet.